What's the best job for a lazy person? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more. A guy on the surveying crew has the job of watching a surveying GPS unit all day. He gets dropped off with the unit, sets it up and sits there and makes sure it doesn't get stolen and that the blue light is still on. That's all he does every day, day after day. He thinks his job is the greatest thing ever. I worked as a security guard for a trucking company on the weekends. The rest of the company conveniently didn't work weekends, so I had the whole place to myself. I worked 12-hour days and walked around a small wing of the property every hour and documented anything that was out of the ordinary. Almost nothing was ever out of the ordinary. Other than that, I didn't do anything. It was actually really boring because the guardhouse was outside of the Wi-Fi area, so I blew through my phone data really fast. To cure the boredom and ease my phone bill, I bought a portable DVD player and watched every DVD I had. Back in college, I was a computer lab monitor. I just had to sit in the lab, and once every hour count the number of people there. If I was opening or closing the lab, there was about 15 minutes of work for that, but otherwise I could just surf the web or do my homework. The person that sit on a chair in the museum. They just sit there in one of the most quiet places I visit. And when a person stands too close to one end artwork, they just cough a little and tell you to step back. Security guard. Source: been on Reddit the whole shift. A lot of IT-related office jobs at big companies involve a lot of downtime for one reason or another, where you're just sitting around waiting for work to come in. Just be careful what you wish for. I did a 6-month work placement at a place doing QC on medical data entry. It was as riveting as it sounds, and due to poor management there were massive stretches of time, like more than a solid week, where there was nothing for us to do. We were literally begging for work because we were so fucking bored. If someone had asked me to start hoovering the carpets, I would have jumped at the chance. Creative IT jobs like the video games and special effects industries are major exceptions. I'm a backstage doorman at a Broadway theater. I sit around watching Netflix and Hulu and all that shit all day. If I'm feeling ambitious, I'll read a book or write some stand-up material. It's a pretty sweet gig and perfect for the laziest of people. I used to go to the factory where they make giant rotating machinery for power plant generators. It would take a week or more to machine these giant discs, and the machinist just sat there watching this giant, computer-operated machine do all the work. If an error popped up, the machine would stop, sound an alarm on the computer, and the machinist would pick up the phone and call an engineer to come fix it. Also, they didn't do any of the removal or setup. That was done by a team of engineers and transport folks, $30 per hour. Find a remote data entry job and outsource it to someone who will do it for cheaper. Let them do your job and just collect the difference. Wise admin: I hate my life. I've automated 85% of my job. I'd be shocked if I worked more than 4 hours on an average week. It sounds great, but fuck, it's boring sitting here surfing tomorrow's Reddit today. Copy editor. You can pretty much work out of your own home and be a professional grammar Nazi. Pay is meh, but it's really not bad once you build up a client base, since you can literally sit on your ass for hours if your grasp on the language is strong. Anyone else scrolling through the comments looking for job opportunities? I'm an analyst. I taught myself a bunch of stuff, and spent a bunch of time automating things because I'm too lazy to do them every day per week per month. I worked as a security guard for a few years. Their policy was going around the perimeter of the plaza twice per shift. It took about 30 minutes each, and they don't care what you do for the rest of it. So really you're getting paid by simple scarecrowing around and scaring off potential beggars or hobos only an hour of your 8 hours shift. While it wasn't high pay, the expectations are so low that it sort of justified it. Not all security areas are the same. Corporate job. They typically give you work they think will take a week, it does. You're just slowly trotting through it in between useless meetings and Facebook. I worked at a pool the summer after my senior year of high school. I wasn't a lifeguard, I just had to have the person show me their Navy card to get in the pool, and I had to check the pH levels of the pool at the end of every day. Only had to text my boss, could be on my phone the whole day, chilled with my then girlfriend, and ate food. Didn't even have to clock out for lunch and got an extra half an hour every day. The downside was working in the hot sun, you'd be under an umbrella but the job could get boring. Edit, I should also add most of my friends were Navy kids whose mothers or fathers were working, so I would be able to chill with them all day too because it was their neighborhood. All in all, pretty good gig if you're lazy at it too. Also, one time me and my friends were there and there was a live skunk in the pool filter. He was trying to swim, so we took a pool net and gently pushed him into it and let him down in the grass. Outside he was just laying on his back panting frantically, then he jumps up and runs in the woods. I have it on film on my old iPhone. Edit 3. Wow, 1.6k more people like this job than I thought. Guys, you really don't want to work at a pool. LMAO. Financial aid officer at a college, university. Those are indeed the slowest, laziest, and inept people there ever were. Hurricane debris cleanup crew safety monitor. This won't apply to you unless you live in a place where you are hit by hurricanes at least once a year and don't mind working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I promise you that 10 of those 12 hours per day will be spent sitting there, doing nothing, playing games on your phone if the battery lasts long enough. I switched to crossword puzzles to try and save my battery. Keep in mind this job only exists immediately after a hurricane hits and then for about 4 to 5 months afterwards, depending on the strength of the hurricane. You will get time and a half on the final 44 hours of the week, so you essentially get paid for the work of someone who has 2 decent entry-level jobs without actually performing anywhere near that amount of work. Security guard on night shift. Cinema projectionist. Security guard. Programming for Microsoft products gives you a lot of time not working. If anyone catches me not working, I just say I'm waiting on the build since our main product takes about 4 hours to finish. Lifeguard at the Olympics. Automation design. Been doing it for 26 years and my laziness has advanced my career more than anything else. I hate doing anything twice, so if I have to do it once, I do it in a manner that the next time it's needed it handles itself. My job, I'm basically ignored by everyone and wasting all my day on Reddit. I'm starting to wonder how long it will last. My job. I make the ballistic fiber that goes in bulletproof vests. I basically just watch movies and play on my phone all day long while the machine runs. As long as everything goes smoothly, I have around 5 minutes of work to do every hour and a half whenever the machines is ready to run new packages. And I'm on break half of the day too because we do 1 hour on the floor, then swap out with our relief for an hour. So every other hour you're on break for an hour. And I have a 2-hour lunch. I make $30.23 an hour and all the overtime I want. Get an office job, figure out how to do it in a fraction of the time. Coast for a couple of years. When a coworker quits, tell your boss that you can add their responsibilities to yours instead of hiring a new person for a 40% raise. Figure out how to do that in a fraction of the time, get all your work done every day, and also spend hours on Reddit. Bonus, literally nobody else knows how to do your job, so they'll think long and hard before downsizing you. It helps if you understand Excel, or whatever your office uses, more than anybody else in the company. Truck driving. And not in a bad way. I drove a semi for a few years after the military, and it is by far the best job for low-energy introverts. You get paid to do nothing other than stare out a window and listen to music, podcasts, radio. You have to get out every now and then for work, but you won't be doing any back-breaking work, and it won't be longer than 10 to 15 minutes at most. Best job if you like to be alone and not really have to do anything. Plus it pays really well. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content.